Beware the Ides of March.
March 15th has come.
Yes, Caesar, but it is still here.
Are we ready? What is there to discuss here?
I shake your hand, but not in flattery, Caesar.
Enough. Would you try to lift Mount Olympus?
Hands, speak for me!
Even you, Brutus?
Liberty, freedom! Caesar is dead! Run and yell in the streets! People and senators, do not be afraid. We have come what we have done.
I took your hands in friendship, but indeed, I was distracted when I looked down at Caesar's body. I am friends with you all and love you all on one condition, that you prove to me that Caesar was dangerous.
Without that proof, this would have been a savage action. Our reasons are so well considered that even if you, Antony, were Caesar's son, you would be satisfied with him.
All I ask is that you let me carry his body to the marketplace, and as a friend ought to do, stand on the platform and give a proper funeral oration.
You may, Mark Antony.
Brutus, may I have a word with you? You don't know what you're doing. Don't let Antony speak at this funeral. Don't you know how much the people could be affected by what he says?
With your permission, I'll stand on the platform first and explain the reasons for Caesar's death. What Antony says, I'll announce. He says only by our permission and by our conviction that Caesar should be honored with all the usual and lawful ceremonies. It'll help us more than hurt us.
I'm worried about the outcome of this speech. I don't like this planning.
Mark Antony, take Caesar's body. You will not blame us in your funeral speech, but will say all the good you want to about Caesar, and that you do it by our permission. Otherwise, you'll have no role at all in this funeral, and you'll speak on the same platform as I do, after me.
So be it. I don't want anything more.
Grab the body then, and follow us.
Brutus is going to speak.
Be patient until I finish. Romans, countrymen, and friends, listen to my reasons, and be silent, so you can hear me. Believe me on my honor, and keep my honor in mind, so you may believe me. Be wise when you criticize me, and keep your minds alert, so you can judge me fairly. If there is anyone in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, I say to him that my love for Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demands to know why I rose up against Caesar, this is my answer. It is not that I love Caesar less, but that I love Rome more. Would you rather that Caesar were living and we all go to our graves as slaves, or that Caesar were dead and we all lived as free men? I weep for Caesar, in that he was good to me. I rejoice in his good fortune. I honor him for being brave, but his ambition, for that I killed him. There are tears for his joy for his fortune, honor for his bravery, and death for his ambition. Who here is so low that he wants to be a slave? If there are any, speak, for it is he whom I have offended. Who here is so barbarous that he doesn't want to be a Roman? If there are any, speak. For it is he whom I've offended. Whom here is so vile that he doesn't love his country? If there are any, speak. For it is he whom I have offended. I will pause for a reply.
None, Brutus, none.
Then I have offended no one. I've done no more to Caesar than you will do to me. The reasons for his death are recorded in the Capitol. His glory has not been diminished where he earned it, nor have those offenses for which he was killed been exaggerated. Here comes his body, carried by Mark Antony, who, though he had no part in the killing, will benefit from his death, receiving a share in the glory, as you all will. With these words I leave. Just as I killed my best friend for the good of Rome, so I will kill myself when the country requires my death.
Live, Brutus, live.
Good people, I want to stay here with Antony to pay my respects to Caesar and listen to Antony's speech about Caesar's glory, which he gives with our permission. I ask that none of you leave until Antony has finished.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, give me your attention. I have come here to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do is remembered after their deaths, but the good is often buried with them. It might as well be the same for Caesar. The noble Brutus told you that Caesar was ambitious. If that's true, it's a serious fault, and Caesar has paid seriously for it. With the permission of Brutus and the others, I have come here to speak at Caesar's funeral. He was my friend. He was faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms brought wealth to the city. Is this the work of an ambitious man? When the poor cried, Caesar cried too. Ambition shouldn't be so soft. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all saw that on the day of Lupercal feast, I offered him a king's crown 3 times, and he denied it 3 times. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And no question, Brutus is an honorable man. I am not here to disprove what Brutus said, but to say what I know. You all loved him once. There was a reason for that. Then what reason holds you back from mourning him now? Men have become brutish beasts, and lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart died in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause until it returns to me. Only yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now he lies there, worth nothing, and no one is so humble as to show him respect. Oh, sirs, if I stirred in your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I would offend Brutus and Cassius, who you know all are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I would rather wrong the dead and wrong myself and you than wrong such an honorable man. But here's a paper with Caesar's seal on it. I found it in his room. It's his will. If you could hear only this testament, which, excuse me, I do not intend to read aloud, you would kiss Caesar's dead wounds and dip your handkerchiefs in his sacred blood and beg for a lock of hair to remember him by. And when you died, you would mention the handkerchief or the hair in your will. Bequeath it to your heirs like a rich legacy.
The will. We want to hear Caesar's will.
Be patient, gentle friends. I must not read it. It isn't proper for you to know how much Caesar loved you. You aren't wood, you aren't stones, you're men. And being men, the contents of Caesar's will would make you mad. It's better that you don't know you're his heirs. For if you knew, just imagine what would come of it.